Y'all know who Runway Billionaire is. Y'all gonna get tuned in today.
Maurice Bowman is a digital entrepreneur and coach known for selling business mentorships and marketing strategies online.
March 16, 2008 was the last time that I ever punched the clock.
That's crazy.
You know, I would go and do a half day. I made 500. She got 1,200. I told my wife, I was like, yo, this is what we need to do. We did like 30K on that first webinar.
Your name is huge. How did you create Runway Billionaire?
Now, I used to do music back in the day. I acquired $1 million. And I was like, yeah, I need to go, so we gotta up.
How are you working towards getting to that billion?
We look at how do we vertically integrate acquisition, mergers, and then sell. And if I want to franchise or I want to exit, then I'll be able to exit for some double-digit millions. Do that a couple of times, and we had a B super fast. I got a mentor hit a B. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Being a black man in America at the age that we at, bro, it's only 2 places that we supposed to be. So now we need to be an example for other people to see, bro.
Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Attractive Mindset. Listen, today's guest, well-known, super well-known. Y'all probably already know him, but we're going to get to find out a little bit more about him today. We got Runway Billionaire on the show, man.
What's up, my guy?
What's good? It was good.
Oh, man, I'm amazing. Glad to be here, bro.
Absolutely. So for the people who don't know what you about, what you got going on, you know, give them a little breakdown real quick.
Oh, man, y'all know who Runway Billionaire is. Y'all not only not tuned into this channel, but y'all going to get tuned in today. I'm a serial entrepreneur from Philadelphia, man. I come from humble beginnings. Mom was on drugs. Pop wasn't there. I was able to circumvent my surroundings and my circumstances, be able to own 5 businesses on 1 block. And then, you know, having my way around entrepreneurship, I took all the brick and mortar and I turned it online to click and order. And that's where we at right now. In the past 3 years, we did over $10 million in digital sales. I'm going to talk about it in this podcast so y'all know.
Hey, there we go. Oh, yeah, we're going to get into it. And so on this podcast, what we like to highlight most, probably 80% of the conversation is helping people understand where you came from. Yeah. Because they can look at your social media right now. They're going to see success. They're going to see the cars, cribs, all of that. But they don't know how you got there exactly. And so this episode is dedicated to learning who or how Runway Billionaire became Runway Billionaire.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
For sure. So take us to the beginning. Growing up in Philly.
Man, growing up in Philly, I would say it's the same as a lot of people that grew up in Philly, because it's just one of those places, one where you gotta have grit, you gotta have grind, like you gotta have all those things, but you are a product of your environment. So at an early age, my mom was on drugs. When we was in the shelter, I was like 3 years old, so we lived in the shelter. She got herself together for a little while. You get what I'm saying? And then we moved uptown. From there, you know, it's just regular stuff, man. You know, not having the best of everything. You know, mom able to keep the lights on, working the job, doing what she needed to do. When I got in high school, that's when I'll say I found my identity. Because while most of my friends was, you know, selling drugs or, you know, going play sports or rapping or whatever they choose to do, I just took a different angle, and my different angle was art. So when I was in high school, fresh out of high school, I was a tattoo artist.
Okay.
And from there, like I never had a job. Like March 16, 2008 was the last time that I ever punched the clock. I got locked in and I ain't never clocked in.
2008.
Yeah. So from that point, what happened was me and a couple girls cut school. They came to my crib. I did tattoos. I went to the bathroom at like 3 o'clock. I had a little job at the time in dietary, and I had to leave my crib at 3:15 to go catch the bus to get there on time. I remember going to the bathroom. I remember counting my money. I had $300, and I still had like 2 other girls to tattoo. And bro, when I went in that bathroom and I counted that $300 at that job that I had, bro, it took me 2 weeks to make that money. And I was like, I ain't clocking in today. I ain't going in there today. They gonna miss me today. I ended the day with about 490. And like that night was really like the night that I really had the conversation with myself. Like, yo, if I could produce this every single day, man, it's $100,000. Like, this gonna be the thing that take me out the hood. And I found the passion in that, bro. And I just put my head down and I just went right to work. I went right to work, bro. Like, right to work.
Okay.
I dedicated my life to just that skill set, getting me out the hood, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hey, what's up? It's Runway Billionaire, owner of Billionaire Marketing. And one of the things that I love to do is I love to help people make a whole lot of money in a little bit of time. And what is the way that I do it? I help people make digital products. And listen, it costs you absolutely nothing, because we do a free training every single month that's absolutely free, and we do it live. We show you how to create a digital product in 1 hour. We show you how to create a landing page so you can make money in your sleep and not in your feet. And then we show you how to run hyper-targeted Facebook ads for $5 and $10 a day. And guess what? AI does all the work for you. So look, if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to make $5,000 to $10,000 additional every single month by leveraging AI and digital products, all you gotta do is check out the description and the link will be right there. I'll see you there. Let's go to work, billionaires.
you mentioned a lot of good points in that, and I want to take it back a little bit to some of the early ones. So while you're in high school, like, you have any siblings, by the way?
I got a younger sister that my mom had when I was 16. So I was the only child for 16 years, bro.
Damn.
My mom waited until
you older.
Yeah, I had my first child when I was 20.
Wow.
So like, you gotta think, like, it's a 4-year difference between my sister and you know what I mean?
Kid,
she a auntie. She a young auntie. You know what I mean? A YN auntie. You feel me?
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you growing up in that kind of aspect, like, did you see a difference in how your sister grew up versus how you grew up?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that I think that my sister had the privilege of having was just a dad that was in a better financial decision. Like me and my dad, dad's like my best friend. We talk every day, you know what I mean, now. But I understand, when I got older, I understood, like, my mom's personality, you know what I mean? And she a firecracker. I'm gonna be keep it 1,000. She a firecracker. So, when she would, she battled with her drug addiction for a long time. When she would use and then she'd drink alcohol, don't let her get a, Coke 45 or, you know what I'm saying? A 211. Facts. It's over. And my dad is, he more of a, like, chill, fall back type of guy. So I definitely understood, like, why he would want to not be as active, because it's not easy. It don't make being a dad easy with my mom. And when I got older, I understood that, and we was able to circumvent those things and really, like, be able to build a relationship from there. But, I got 7 kids, so I definitely
7 kids?
Yeah, bro. Wow. Yeah. So
Fruitful.
Yeah, for sure. So I understand, when if I had that type of relationship with one of my kids' mother, I'm like, dang, what would I do? How would I play it? So my sister, she definitely had a father that was just in a better financial situation that could say, oh no, she gonna come with me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep.
Okay, no, that's understanding that difference. First off, is just a level of growth that you have as a human being, because that I can say I had a similar situation with my mom. Because I was maybe 16. I was 16 when she gave birth to my twin little sisters. Because, they turned 18 this year.
Okay.
And so with that, I was a little envious. And I was envious in the place of, I grew up in New York with her mostly until she married my stepfather. But, I got expelled from high school, fighting, doing all the dumb shit. Like, involved with the wrong groups, getting cut and all of this stuff, beefing with MS-13, everything, going hard in the streets to the point where my own mother said, yeah, I'm going to leave you in New York. We're going to go to Atlanta. You figure your life out. And she left me in the state.
Dang.
And she took my 2 little sisters. And for a while, I was mad at them.
Yep.
Because I'm like, damn. I went to go visit after a certain period of time. And I'm like, yo, they got a nice crib. Like, it's an isolated community, suburbs. Like, this shit, what happened to me? I felt disregarded. And it wasn't until I hit a certain point in my life where I understood it wasn't their fault. Yeah. And I wasn't mad at them anymore.
I'm bringing a lot of danger to the spot.
I'm what I'm saying? I wasn't, definitely wasn't in the right frame of mind. And, eventually that led me to the military, joined the Marine Corps, went on deployment, did all of that stuff too. And, you know, that conditioned my mind a little more to accept shitty situations, because that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
And you deal with it here at home. A lot of people deal with it in the United States, but dealing with it over there, seeing worse situations, we talking like Middle East countries, like, you know, once you see the difference between that, and I had a little, I don't know if this is the term for that, I'm so sorry, Arab kid come up to me and he was like, "Why do y'all hate us?" And I was like, we don't hate y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
this
he
is
was
our
like,
job.
yeah, this is our job. This is what we getting sent here to do. And they took us to the mosque, and they were like, yo, you got to get on your knees and go, you know, everything comes from the ground, and you got to like bow your head back to the ground and everything. And it connected with me in a different type of way. And then seeing on their version of, like, in New York, we call it the Cali block, where they be selling like fake Jordans and everything like that. They got their own block like that. And kids was rocking cell phones and Jordans and everything. And I'm like, yo, the only difference is the language and their skin color, really. Like, they just like us. And so I say all of that to say, you know, hearing how the situations you was dealt that you had to grow up with, I feel like product of our environment is dependent on the individual or the mindset that individual has. Yeah. Because you could have definitely went left.
Bro.
Especially being in Philly.
Bro, I could have definitely went left. You know what I mean? So many times, bro. Like, I had so many people on my block, like, bro, like, I could call old head, hey, put me in the game, coach. You know what I mean? And it's just, but then I also saw, like, they would get locked up, they would get back out. Like, I also saw, like,
the pattern.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I see 4 or 5 squad cars come down this street, you know what I mean? Come down the street, other come from the other way. And then it's just like, dang, is that a life, like, you know what I mean, that you want to live for a couple dollars? Like, where, you know what I mean, you don't know if this is undercover, and it just was one of those things where I was like, oh, well, I don't want that. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you turn on the TV, you see celebrities, you see people, you like, all right, how do they make it? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, not just the people that's playing ball, like, how do these other people, you know, make it? And, you know, I just wanted to do something different, bro. I always been the type of person that when everybody went right, I went left. I always been a, you know what I'm saying, you know, a leader. I never been a follower. You know what I mean? When everybody was doing their own thing, I was like, that's good for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited for them, but that joint just ain't resonate with me. So I've always been that type of person, bro. And I felt like, you know, it could have possibly took me longer to get to, you know what I mean, my destination, or get to the point that I wanted to. But when I got to my destination and I got, you know what I mean, to my part where I was rewarded for all of the hard work that I did, because I got there, I ain't had to worry about nothing. I ain't had to worry about watching my back. I ain't had to worry about, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, I got here because I hated or somebody, or I got here because I backdoored somebody. No, I got here because I put the work in, and it's just my time. Nah, facts. And I felt like, you know what I mean, you know, when I got those things, I worked for these things, so I appreciated it a lot more what handed to me.
Nah, that's powerful. And so, where, you know, when it comes to family as a whole, anybody in your family did entrepreneurship?
Rarely, you know what I mean? I mean, my grandma, she definitely was a bartender for some years. So I feel like, you know what I mean, you know that in order for you to be a bartender, you gotta have the wits, and, you know what I mean, you gotta be able to talk to different people, and you gotta be able to move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a gift of gab, and you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta know how to calculate some numbers in your head. Oh, your tab was this, your tab. So you definitely gotta be, you know what I mean, experienced, especially making the type of money she was making. Like, she was making some money for a long time.
And it's in Philly too.
Yeah, she used to take us down to Atlantic City, bro. She used to take us there so much, the people that worked there knew our names. Damn. You get what I'm saying? We was kids, you know what I mean? But every weekend we'd be down in Atlantic City. So, you know what I mean? That was another thing that allowed me to get exposed, because I'm down there, and, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm getting out of my environment. Yeah, bro. And you just, like, you know, you taking out of that environment. So that was definitely a contribution to, you know, me just seeing different, you know what I mean? Because I feel like when you see the same thing, you subject to think that that's the only thing.
You're right. And, you know, before you said that, I really never thought about it like that, because as you said that, I was like, what outer experiences did I have as a young adult?
Yeah, you out here wilding, you beefing.
I didn't leave the hood.
You think that that's the only thing. Like, even when I go, you know what I mean, back I talked to the youth. I talked to some of my old friends that I grew up with, went to school with, bro. Some of them still stuck there. And it's just like, I'm like, yo, if you could just see more, like if you could, it's more than just this, like, you know what I mean? This hood, it's a whole world, bro. It's not just this hood. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole world to see and experience. There's so many different things that you could do, but bro, so many people get stuck there because they really think and believe that that's the only thing.
And so, that brings up a question. I'm not going to ask it yet. I'm going to ask it later because, when you grow up in environments like this, you learn a certain type of way. But then when you learn better and you obviously start doing better, you do a little different for your kids. And so I'm going to ask that question a little later, though. But, going back to you doing the tattoo shop stuff, at what point did you say, or did you start to really scale towards that 6 figures that you wanted to take it to the next level? What's the next level?
Well, once I figured out the formula, bro, like I tattooed damn near the whole city. You get what I'm saying? So I had, everybody from who was working in the clubs, you know what I mean? All of the drug dealers, bro, everybody was sitting in my chair or wanted to sit in my chair, just depending if I was available, you know what I mean? And I was super consistent with that. So, bro, in a couple of years, I was making like $20,000, $30,000 a month. So I was making good money. Like, I'm talking about, like, it was very hard to walk away from, a skill set that you develop, a craft that you develop over, over 10 years, and you doing that, and you could just say, I got appointments open, and it's gonna be booked. You got people that's traveling from out of town just to come see you. Like, bro, it's hard to turn that off. But the turning point for me was like, I went to a tattoo convention, and I looked up to this one dude, and he was in the game for about 25 years. And when I looked at him, like I looked at him on Instagram and like social media, but when I got in person and I just like looked at him, not looking at him like I'm looking at another guy, but I'm talking about I'm looking at like how people treat him. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm looking at how he's interacting with people. I'm looking at like, do people respect him? Like, you know what I mean? Is he showing people love? And like when I got to see and experience bro in person, like his energy was all off. Like bro was super rude. He was rude to people.
That's why they be saying don't meet your heroes sometimes.
Bro, that shit true, bro. Damn. And it was like, it was like, bro, it's like nobody respected him. Like in person. Like it's cool to be this way online. Yeah. But how people carrying it with you, like why you right here? And it was like, man, it was like when I saw that, I was like, damn. It kind of gave me a reality check because I was like, yo, I don't want to be the person that's in this game 25 years and the only thing I got is something that I could show, you know what I mean? Something that I could just show on social, and I ain't really got that. Yeah. So for me, I was like, I got back to my shop and I was like, yo, if I don't make a transition right now, I'm gonna die behind this chair. And when I mean die behind this chair, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be able to make the right investments. I'm not going to be able to make moves. I'm going to be stuck here because this is so demanding. I'm making good money, but like I'm really going, you know what I mean, kill myself if I don't get no other investments. And then I'm going to look up, and at 25 years in the game, I'll be upset with myself too.
And so when you say things like that, what would you consider, like, from your experience of doing it over 10 years, like what's the downsides of being a tattoo artist?
I mean, like, bro, like I had kids, bro, and I would barely like get to spend time with them because the job is so consuming, bro. It would be times where I get in the shop at 10, 11 a.m. and I leave at 7 in the morning. Damn. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm in there sun up to sun up. You feel what I'm saying? And again, it's just one of those things where you putting something permanent on somebody's body. So you ain't rushing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you like, no, I'm locked in, and I'm a person that like once I start something, I gotta finish. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that was one of the big elements, man, just knowing that like how my pop wasn't there. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be that, but I do gotta provide for my family. So I found myself guilting myself because every Sunday I'll be like, yo, whatever y'all wanna do, we out. Like, I don't care if my kids wanted to go to Disney World for the day, we out. Because I carried that guilt for not being able to, you know what I'm saying, really spend the quality time with them because I was focused on making the money, bro. And then also, you know what I mean? Like, I carried a lot of trauma for a lot of years of just like, just coming from where I come from and not having everything, that when I got an opportunity to have something that worked that's providing, like, bro, you don't want to walk away from that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, like, dang, like, is it going to go away? Like, you know what I mean? Am I going to go back to my old life? Like, bro, it's a lot of that stuff that I fought with for a long time. You get what I'm saying? So it just was like, I had to learn how to separate, like, bro, you made $2,000 today. It's not the end of the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, you made $20,000 a day. Put some money up so that way you don't have to feel like this. Start investing so you don't have to feel like this. So a lot of the moves that I made wasn't even for me. It was for my kids. It was like for me to free up the time so that way I could be the dad that, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't have at the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I definitely get that. And so, that makes me think of a random point where, if you do a celebrity tattoo versus a regular person tattoo, is it the same price?
It's not the same price, but to be honest, like, I never really wanted to do celebrities because it's always difficult, right? Like, it's all you on their time. You get what I'm saying? They got all of it. They get pulled in a bunch of different, different directions. You the last thing that's important. You get what I'm saying? Like, you called me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, I liked the opportunity to really connect with people. I met all different people, all races, all different backgrounds that all got stuff going on. You get what I'm saying? So, it's definitely a different price because you got to accommodate them differently, bro. Like, some of these celebrities, they be divas. You know what I mean? And not females. If I'm being honest.
So, at what point, when you start doing these investments and stuff, what do you start to look at to be like, okay, this is what's going to get me out from behind the chair?
Yeah, so I looked at a lot of different things, bro. Like, one of the first things that I did, I was like, well, I know business. You know what I mean? Like, I know I have a brick-and-mortar spot. I know how to get people in the door. I know how to get butts and seats. So
you owned your own tattoo shop?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to open your own?
So basically I tattooed out the house for like 3 years.
Okay.
And then that following 2 years, like, you know what I mean? We had opened up a shop, me and my brother. So I was like, all right, I figured this out. You know what I mean? And open up a tattoo shop in Philly is not easy. You know what I mean? So you got to go through a whole, man, it's like you got to go through the process of opening your own hospital.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? Like, they're very strict about, needles, blood, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be a certain way from a daycare or, bro, it's a
lot of red tape.
Yeah, for sure. And next door to my shop, a spot became available to rent. So it was like a hair salon, but it didn't pan out for them. So I know that 70% of our clientele was female. So I was like, yo, this would be perfect. Because I could just have the females just go right next door or had them buy wigs or whatever. Like, hair was really big at the time. So I was like, man, it's the perfect opportunity for me to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and try a different business model that's right next door that I could go check on.
Yeah.
I could hire the talent, had a girl, you get what I'm saying? Provide them with a spot. Everybody make money and it's, you know what I mean? It's all good. So that's what I did, bro. I took that. And I opened up a lash studio across the street. I opened up a barbershop. I opened up an event space. So I had, you know what I mean?
All on the same block.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was it was going down. And some stuff worked, some stuff didn't. You get what I'm saying? But I got to learn, the different investments and how I need to get better at, marketing. How do I take on different, like I'm marketing 3-4 businesses at a time. What do I got? So it gave me an opportunity to learn the game before I make them bigger investments. But ultimately what I was looking for, bro, I was like, yo, how can I what I make a week in my tattoo shop? How can I just make that? So I just wanted to be able to supplement my income. I didn't want to replace it just yet. I wanted to go and say, okay, how do I make the same amount? So what I started to do was I started to take Mondays and Tuesdays off on the tattoo side. So that way I could focus on learning and executing. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I'm gonna do this. But if you're not putting yourself in it and you're not putting yourself enough time into the game, like it's going to be a second language at first, but then to become more fluent. So every Monday and Tuesday, I just dedicated to learning and execution. You get what I'm saying? And then I could focus on the shop Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Sunday was for the fam. Then what I started doing was I started looking at real estate. You get what I'm saying? So boom. All right, that looked like it was going in the right direction. So what I started doing, I took Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to only focus on that business. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, only focus on that business. So I said, like, dang, you know what? In order for me to still make the same amount of money that I did Monday through Saturday, I got to increase my prices. So all I did was go up, you know what I mean, $50 to $100 an hour. I worked less days, but I still made the same amount of money.
And people didn't have a problem with that?
No, because like you couldn't get on my books anyway. So people were like, well, shoot, I'd rather go ahead and just pay you a little more to lock in your spot. And that's, you know what I mean, that's what I did. So it got to the point where I transitioned from the brick and mortar to the click and order. I got into the education space.
What year was this?
This was 2019.
Okay.
So 2019, 2018, I had all these businesses on one block. 2019, I'm looking at this shift and I'm like, man, like, cause at this point, some stuff working, some stuff not working. I got the salon, these girls caddy. I'm a guy. I can't, you know what I mean, go back and forth with them. It's like, even if I say it at this level, I'm yelling.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I try to put my wife in a position that got weird. So we wound up just doing away, you know what I mean, with that whole thing. But one of the things that was interesting was I had, we used to do these classes, these lash classes for my wife. We do these lash classes, and we would sell out every time. We do $1,200 per person for a class. We would go make like 15, 20,000. So one day I say to her, because I had a friend that was doing like webinars online every week, and I see him make like 20,000, and I'm like, nah, not in front of my face, not in front of my face like that. And I understand the whole model. So I told my wife, I was like, yo, this is what we need to do. And she like, babe, ain't nobody gonna learn this online. I'm like, yo, you need to trust me. Like this.
How long have y'all been married at that point?
We weren't married. We just been married 3 years, but we was together like 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm like, babe, I'm telling you, like this gonna work, right? So I always come to my wife with some crazy ideas. This is probably the first time that she was like, no, this not gonna work. She never tell me no. And I think she was telling me no because like I'm putting you in the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you go in the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? But I had convinced her. We did the webinar. We filmed the course. We took a couple months, filmed the course. We did it online, and she was pregnant. So like, you know what I mean? I'm really pushing it.
Yeah.
So we did the webinar, our first webinar. We did like 30K on that first webinar. And I wanted to say to her, I told you, but I wanted her to do another one too. So that really like showed me the power of being able to take a skill set that I had that was mastered and be able to teach people and really start an education info business. And,
my bad to cut you off. On an ROI perspective, because we have a lot of intro people that watch this channel, but also we have people that are stuck that watch this channel a lot. And so when you say 30K, from doing your first one, not only like what does that 30K mean? Like how do you generate that 30K? But like what's the breakdown after? Like what did it take for you to make that 30K? So what else do you have to pay back off or overhead?
So basically, bro, the reason why I like the information business is because all you doing is you taking your expertise and your knowledge and you just packaging it up into a format where people can consume it at their own pace. So basically that's all we did. I mean, we had all the cameras, so we shot the whole entire course ourselves. So it didn't cost us nothing but no time. But you know what I mean, you probably could hire somebody to, you know what I mean, essentially shoot your course. Or if you like, yo, I don't have nobody, I would just use Loom. Cause we got tools now that we ain't had in, you know what I mean? So we had a Zoom account, you know what I mean? So that was, you know what I mean? I think it was like the account that we had was like
$16.
Yeah, like $30-$40 a month.
Okay.
And then pretty much we had at the time we had bro, we just did a Zoom registration. That's all we use. And then, I mean, I created the slides on Canva. You get what I'm saying? So she just did a presentation. She made an offer for that course that we created for $497 at the end. So I mean, you know, the profit margins is 90+% because you're not paying for anything. You already made you already took your expertise, made it into a product. It just get delivered electronically, and people could watch it, you know what I mean, at their own pace. So
now, how do you find the people? How do you get the people?
Oh, good question. So we did something that we call shout out pages. So we spent about $300 on shout out pages. They charged like $20, $30 a post back then. You know what I mean? Probably a little more now, 50, 100. But all we did was we found these pages that was in our niche, right? Like one of these was like it was all females. So what we did was we paid them, you know what I mean, you know, $40, $20 to go post it. And in return, all of those people go to the site. They all go click the link in our bio. They go register on that Zoom link that we got. And we had like 600 registrants. Damn. You know what I mean? So we had about 350 girls show up, you know what I mean, on a training. And, you know what I mean, we did about 30K. So, I mean, it's good profit because, you know, I don't care what nobody say. $30,000 is life changing. When I was making $20,000-$30,000 a month as a tattoo artist, that was good. Like like, bro, I can afford a car. I can afford $1 million house. Like I could afford all the things that I have now. It's just that it took my time to do it. Like I had to, bro, like to get to that 30, bro, I had to grind. Like we talking about, bro, probably 50 hours a week. I'm talking about like I spent some hours to make that money. I made it, but you know, we talking about crazy overtime. So bro, it was life changing because we was able to say, okay, cool. Now, not only do we have a significant amount of money, and my overhead was so low, bro. My rent was $1,500, car note was $500. We shared a car at the time, so it was like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm painting a picture, but it was like, dang, like we got like $25,000 just all profit. So what we did was we just kept taking, you know, some of the money. Like, all right, we did a shout out page. We spent 300. Let's spend 500. Let's spend 1,000. Let's spend 2,000. Like let's see the return. Let's not go just blow all 10,000. Let's go until we get to a number that we feel comfortable reinvesting, so we can see what our ROI is. But bro, that's why I love that business model. That's why I say I went from brick and mortar to click and order. Because once that popped off, like you can't look at business the same. Remember I told you I'm taking off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, increasing my prices. Bro, leading up into the webinar, bro, she would like, cause we had like something that they could buy before the webinar that they can pay for before they get to the webinar. We call it a micro commitment. So it was just like a little, here go a $20, you know what I mean? $20 little bundle that you could buy before the webinar. So what that did, everybody who boarded it, we know that they gonna show up because they made a micro commitment. Bro, my price for tattoos was either $500 or $1,000. Like that was the only way you could sit with me. So $500 was a half day, $1,000 was a full day. Bro, do you know I would go and do a half day? I come home early because I ain't have another half day booked that day. I made $500. I look at the account. She got $1,200. She pregnant. She rubbing oil on her belly all day, just sitting in the crib. This thing. So I said, nah, like it, nah, we gotta figure something out. So it's hard when you see money that way. You get what I'm saying? To unsee it. No, it's hard. It's hard.
It is, and you know, for a lot of people that don't understand the entrepreneur world yet, like my first LLC was 2010. And so like I haven't had a job since then. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those things where like I don't know exactly how I'm gonna build it, but I mean I do now. But back then it was just like, yo, we gonna make it work somehow, some type of way. And the early stages was network marketing. You ever been to network marketing? Yeah. I feel like that's the foundation for most entrepreneurial things. Yeah. And so, you know, with you now understanding how money's made digitally, transitioning these type of things, you said that's around 2019-ish. Yeah. You know, how does COVID affect you?
So COVID, like, to be honest, please don't take this the wrong way, y'all, please. But COVID was really a blessing for me, bro, in so many ways, because like I'm gonna go back to when I saw the person that I looked up to and I saw where he was at. I saw how he didn't get a lot. I saw how people looked at him. So going into 2020, you know what I mean? My wife is pregnant. Like she's close. She's further along. Like she's due, right? And I'm already telling her, I'm like, yo, we need to start planning like some, like, you know, we got the webinar going. We need to start planning like some more of this digital stuff. So that way you ain't got to return, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? To this, I was like, yo, cause for the first time in my life, like I want to be able to take a month or two off. And I was saying this to her like December of 2019. Like I was like, yo, you know, top of the year, like I'm going to start, you know, getting my joint together. You do the end of May, 1st of June. Again, we don't know the pandemic coming, but I'm already structuring my business and everything to be able to chill for 2 months. Damn it, I got it early. I got it early. March, I think the pandemic happened. So it kind of put me in a point, bro, where it gave me the opportunity where I had to sit down and I had to focus. I'm like, yo, for the first time in my life, I can't run to the shop. I can't worry. I don't got all these other businesses that I got to worry about. And for once, I got to sit down because I can't make no money. Because we don't know where it is. I got to sit down and I got a game plan and I got to be strategic about my next move. And bro, that was a blessing for me because I've been going off of survival my whole life. And this was the first time that I actually had the opportunity where I had some money, to, you know what I mean, sitting there. But then I also had the time and, you know what I mean, to really think out my plan. You know what I mean? And I feel like when I got there, I'm a dangerous bull. I'm a bad bull when I got the clarity and I got the time to think. So yeah, bro, like really, I just mapped out everything. And June 17th, I was supposed to go back that year of tattooing. But by June 17th, I had already hit $100,000 with a new product that we had launched. So I was like, I'm not going back. And I had made the decision that day that I was like, yo, I'm just going to shut all of these joints down. It's going to be hard for me because I got people depending on me. You know what I mean? But I'm going to keep it, the shop, the tattoo shop open because my brother still worked there. We started that. I like, but everything else, I'm just going to let go. I'm just going to release it. I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to focus on my online marketing company.
Sheesh. Yeah. Okay. And so now in you focusing on your online marketing company, I want to make that distinguishment to where how long did it just stay you before you started adding team members to that?
Bro, I had a team member from day one. Like day one that I started the company, and it was only because I had other businesses. So even though I had shut the tattoo shop side down, I just took my assistant and I put my assistant on the webinars. I was like, yo, you need to call all these people. Like, I'm like, look, I don't even know what this structure look like right now. I'm gonna need for you to rock with me. Like, I'm gonna make sure, look, I'll give you a consistent salary every week, but this is what we focus on now. I need you to transition. Now, she didn't necessarily, you know what I mean, last all the way through it, but I had a virtual assistant. So if anybody don't know, you could go to onlinejobs.ph. You could hire you a virtual assistant. You get what I'm saying? That person could do tasks virtually. Like they in the Philippines, 12-hour difference. And then I just had her doing tasks like, yo, send out these emails, you know, make this content, post this content. You get what I'm saying? Like set up the Zoom link. You get what, like all these little things that we do in our business that you know that we got to do manually. Somebody else could be doing this, and that virtual assistant I was only paying $3-4 an hour. You get what I'm saying? So you got to think, like, if I'm paying a person $5 an hour, 20 hours a week, that's $100 a week. Just imagine how much you could have a person. It just like if you just think about it, yo, you could buy 20 hours of your week back for $100. If you get to that position, like you good. They say 70% of businesses never hire one single employee. So just by you having a virtual assistant that do what I call money tasks, I write down a list of 20 things. How are these things going to make me money? I'm going to prioritize them in the things that can make me money and the things that I'm probably not good at. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm struggling with content and I need somebody to help me with content, I'm going to hire a virtual assistant to help me with the content or post the content or engage with the content. You get what I'm saying? Like, shoot, I'm going to get them to go through the podcast, chop the clips up. You get what I'm saying? Like put the show notes, put the links in there. You get what I'm saying? Upload the video. So like everything that we could think of can essentially be done so that way we can focus on the business and not be in the business, like wearing all of these hats. So for me, bro, like from that very first day, I was like, yo, I need help because I didn't understand systems and things like that. If somebody sent me an email and like, hey, I got the Zoom link, but I can't get on and I'm on the webinar, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it was from day one. But if I could give advice to anybody, I would tell anybody, like, go ahead and get you an assistant. Probably assistant is one of the best things that you can have. Get you an assistant sooner than later. Right? Don't think that, I can't afford an employee. No, you can't afford not to have one.
Facts.
You can't afford not to. If you just got one, like hire one person to just delegate some of the stuff that you don't like doing.
That's really that's my Dan. I mean, Dan's not my assistant, but Dan will take care of, I want to say 80% of things that I don't like doing.
Yeah.
and that's
and
just,
he's good at it.
And he's great at it.
He's good at it. He's not tripping like,
he's not tripping at all.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Dan has been, we've been rocking with Dan together. We had ROV and we have this 2018.
Dang.
2018.
Dan and man. Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, big shout out to Dan. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Dan. Yes, sir.
And it just take that one person to really believe, because even how I met Dan was peculiar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school after the military because they paid for it. I didn't want to go to school. And I wanted to do one of the easiest things, but I also wanted to do psychology. So I was doing like double major stuff because they pay you more.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, cool. So arts was the
bag.
biggest thing. Yeah. Arts was the biggest thing. And I'm in front of the camera at first, running around, music video sets. It was a Rick Ross and TX, by the way, music video set. And we outside and we kept shooting this basketball scene like 10 times. And it was Dre Films that shot it, which used to be his main, which used to be Ross.
I remember. I remember.
Main videographer. And I go to them after one of the scenes. I'm like, yo, I'm out here sweating in this heat. Like, yo, y'all over here chilling, not even phased. It's been like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't mind how much you make from this? I was only making $200 for the day.
Damn.
And I was there for 8 hours. And he was like, oh, this is not really anything big. You know, he's looking out for the homie. It's a feature, whatever, blah, blah. I said, how much are y'all making from this, man? It's like 5 of them on set. He said, like 50,000, 60,000. I said, I'm in here running around doing all this work, reshoot, okay, set it up like, again, did it. 200 and y'all doing what?
Yeah.
I said, nah. And so I go back to school. Dan is in my class, and I had seen him in the office from previously, and he has a camera. And I'm like, yo, you trying to start a production company?
Yeah.
And he like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you got a camera, man. Like, we could do this. Like, I was on scene with Dre Films. Like, don't worry, we're going to set it up. We're going to do this and that, blah, blah. He's like, you know what you're doing? I said, absolutely not. He's like, you got any clients? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I said, but we're going to make it work, though. And sure enough, we did. And his camera led us to me getting a camera, led us to getting like 4 cameras, led us to getting like, it just started to multiply after that. And I started to read more because I was at the pace of already reading like 3-4 books a year. I mean, not a year, a month.
Okay.
And so
it's going crazy.
I just started going crazy with it. Then I multiplied, like, all right, cool. I got to duplicate myself. Yeah. To the point where, you know, even around now it died down a little bit more because I haven't focused on it that much. But we at some point, at our highest point, we had like 50 contractors. You know, 50 people going to shoot. We shot the Bacardi, Morgan Freeman, OBC, 100 Black Men of America, Rolling Loud, all of that. Got in Forbes magazine, Vibe magazine, Elements magazine. Like,
going
you
crazy.
know, we was going crazy doing all of this stuff. And I had stopped shooting, like almost 4 years ago now. I stopped shooting. And so now I'm fully behind the scenes, just pulling the strings, orchestrating, whatever. And that started to teach me like a difference in like, okay, cool. I'ma just see how this plays out. But a lot of the companies that we started working with were more corporate oriented. And I wanted to give back to the community because I had that trauma guilt where I knew how much I did to the community too. Yeah. And so I was like, damn, which is how Attractive Mindset started.
I love that.
And once Attractive Mindset started is when I started like the coaching and stuff to build systems and, you know, do free coaching sessions and free classes every month for just random people. And they're like, yo, this is free? You giving us game like this for free? I'm like, yeah, it's free. No, I'm not selling you nothing after. It's just you come here, I'm helping you, and I would limit it to like 4 or 5 people a class because I'm like, I want to focus on you and your business. I don't want it to be 100, 200 people, whatever. And I've never been attached to like limelight. And that's what P would always say to me. P would be like, yo, that's your biggest gift and your curse at the same time is more people need to meet you, but you don't like being seen. Mm-hmm. And I'm just a behind the scene guy. Like my face is not on any websites, like none of that stuff. Like they'll see Dan in them before they see me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. I want everybody else around me to win at the same type of level. And I just started getting my head more into like analytics and statistics. And then, I started learning some real facts where I started to understand that my job is not done yet because, you're considered a small business if you make less than $7 million a year.
Right.
And I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to make, we're ROV doing around 1.2, we doing numbers, we doing this and that. I said, but I'm missing a whole 6.
I got work to do.
I'm missing a whole 6.
Yeah, I got work to do.
I said, yo, like, and I feel like that's the level of my life that I'm at now. And I keep telling people because, there's a level in growth where a lot of people might come up to me and they'll be like, oh, you doing your thing. You made it. You got this. You got that. And for sure, I call myself a time traveler now because I do master my time. Yeah. Like I do what I want when I want most of the time. But I'm feeling more and more lately like I got to get back in the field. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to get back in the field the brick-and-mortar way. Yeah. I want to do the click-and-order way. You know what I'm saying?
Come on to the side, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can openly admit that I'm not that familiar with that side. Yeah. I'm not that great with digital distribution. Yeah. The era I grew up in, like we can get something like this. Yeah. I know how to cake in SEO. We get the calls. I got this stuff coming through here. We had Spotify rented out, some NFL shit rented out. Like, I can do that. But how can I reach the masses without making myself a micro influencer or major influencer?
Yeah. I mean, I think, bro, it's just like you got all the accolades. So you got every reason why somebody will trust you and somebody will want to work with you. I don't think that you even go into it thinking like, dang, how I gotta be a major influencer. No, you're just a businessman that just talk about your stuff. Like when we look at what is the difference between when Elon Musk say it and then when somebody from Tesla say it. It's a difference. You feel what I'm saying? It hit different. Sometimes they just gotta hear it, you know what I mean? They gotta hear it from you. And that's really what matters. Like it's hearing from the spokesperson, you know what I mean? But we wouldn't care about title if it wasn't for Jay-Z. If somebody else said it, we wouldn't care about Duce. We wouldn't care about Rock Nation. If it ain't had Jay-Z name on it, we wouldn't care about the goddamn halftime show, the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? If Jay-Z ain't facilitated. So it's some of those things where, bro, like you got to understand the power of you. You get what I'm saying? Jay-Z ain't being no influencer. He ain't even got an Instagram. You get what I'm saying? So I think just, the mindset just got to shift. It's just like, me getting out in the streets is me being on social media and just letting people know that letting people know about it. Like when I look at Isaac Hayes III, right? The guy who own fan bases, right? The social media platform. When I look at what he's doing and I look at what he created, it's one of those things where I see social engineering. I see him doing something, but he's showing up for the business and he's showing up for the results that, that he want to see his community have. Like, yo, we don't own none of these platforms. This is y'all opportunity to actually have ownership in a social media platform because y'all spend so much time and so much money on here, but then we also arguing because like they limiting us. You know what I'm saying? But we don't own nothing, but we glorifying over there when we could be monetizing over here and own a piece of the stock. So I think for you, it's just more so just you hopping in that mindset. Like, yo, all right, if I really want to empower my community, I have to be that person on the forefront if I'm, if I'm serious about it, because you can make moves that the brand can't make. You could go in rooms and have conversations and do things that essentially just the brand is not allowed to do. Who's going to do it? You know what I mean? So that might be the difference between the 1.5 million and the, you know what I'm saying, that other 6 million is like, dang, you know, I'm not making myself visible for those opportunities and those things. So that's ultimately what I believe, bro. And that's why, like, you know, when I get the opportunities to go speak or go show up or, you know, network or what have you, I still make sure that I'm seen. I still make sure that I bring opportunities back to the forefront. I still make sure that I include me in a process, because I know how people rock with me, and I know if they get to see where I come from, they get to see what I went through and what I overcame, and be an example. Bro, we need more examples. Yeah, we need more examples of people, like, cause you gotta think, bro. Like, it's two places we supposed to be. I ain't gonna speak on it because I only speak, you know what I'm saying, the right thing. But statistically, being a black man in America at the age that we at, bro, it's only two places that we supposed to be. We already won at life. We already beat the statistic. We already dominated what they said we could not do, and we in a position that they said that we would not be in. So now we need to be an example for other people to see, bro. Like, dude, yo, in the last 6 months, we had about 120,000 people become millionaires. But if you let the world tell you, oh no, it's a recession, nobody got no money, then how the heck did 300 people become millionaires every day for the last 6 months? You dig what I'm saying? So it's just things like that, bro, where I feel like we do a disservice by not showing up, by playing the background, by not letting people see, you know what I'm saying, you know, the examples of what's possible.
That's powerful, you know, and I've always prided myself off of, man, I've never had a mentor. You know, I just built it through the mud. Yeah. But as I have more conversations, because I'm over 200 in-person conversations now. Okay. Like, we in the game. I done had Marcus on here. We done had Claudia and Hibbert on here. We done had everybody on here. We done had you on here. Yeah. And I'm hearing y'all. I'm hearing y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the mindset, like, as much as this helps the audience, it helps me. Yeah. Because a lot of those traumas, because I'll say, like, I'm definitely a changed person. Yeah. But I also bring a lot of friction.
You're not far removed from where you come from.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I also bring a lot of friction. Yeah. And so
he said, pray with me, don't play with me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to really let that piece go. Yeah. Because I feel like that piece is a lot more anger that I don't need. Now, am I gonna turn into a straight John Doe? Absolutely not.
Yeah, or John Wick. Absolutely so.
Yeah, John Wick, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I wanna feel more mentally free. Yeah. And the clarity that y'all bring when you say a lot of these digital things, like, I start to see it more and more and more. And my superpower is creation. Yeah. You know, all the people that we done hired, 90% of them black. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my goal. That's my passion. That's what makes me happy at the end of the day. Dan will tell you, like, I could have nothing. I mean, it's not feasible for me to say that now, but even when I didn't, like, I'm giving it to somebody. I'm splitting it with somebody. If I got food, oh, you hungry? Oh, here's half my plate. Like, that's just who I am. That's my vibe. Like, and I'm gonna always be that way. Yep. And so when I get into coaching with people, like, when I was doing it, I was making a lot of bread. And the biggest issue that I was having was my mental morality, because a lot of these people, black people, that I know ain't have the money was paying me for coaching packages, $6K, $10K, doing all of this stuff. And I was doing the best of my ability to help them. And I watched them not help themselves. Yeah. And, you know, I forget who I was talking to, but he was like, bro, but they paid you though. So why do you care? Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean, why do I care?
It's a moral thing. You feel like you're not completing nothing. Like, I'm accepting money for something, but I feel like I'm not growing in something that I ultimately believe that it's going to help people, right? Like you said, like that's your passion. Like that's what you feel like your calling is like, yo, I want to hire these people. I want to employ people. I want to help people get to the next level. And if they don't want to do that, and the only thing that I got was money, that's a effed up feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've never been attached to the money, which is like my biggest blessing and sometimes my biggest problem. Yep. Because you need the money to transcend a lot of the things you're trying to do. But trying to do it from a moral standpoint always puts you in a kind of position. Like, you ever seen The Wire?
Yes. And
so you remember when Kima got shot in the back of the car? Mm-hmm. And she was laid up in the hospital, and he was like, yo, this person on this, this could be the guy that shot you. And he was like, if you do that, we connect them, we put him to jail right now. We got him on the book for already 10 homicides. And she was like, I didn't see him. We're going to have to do it the hard way. Mm-hmm. And she made that conscious decision, mm-hmm. even though he was out there doing foul, mm-hmm. and he was involved with shooting her. Yeah. She was like, I can't 100% identify him. And so I'm not going to say I know. Yeah. And that's what it feels like to me. And so when I'm talking to a lot of these other people and telling them that, I don't want to hear like, oh, well, you got the money already, this and that, which is why I've been creating things to meet people where they're at. Yeah. And so it's, creating the network that we got coming out, launching for Podcast Summit, like $16. Because cool, we know they got Netflix. Yeah. I know you got Netflix. Yep. And so if I get you for the $16, I don't feel bad because I know it's not going to end your life. Right. But the mentorship stuff, I want to scale back into that because the students that did take it, we went far. Yeah. And I have those testimonies and I have those stuff, but I just stopped cold turkey. And that took a lot of income from me. Yeah. And so.
And a lot of energy and a lot of, it's definitely unfair to some people who actually need it. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You're not just stopping the money from you, you stopping the opportunities and things for other people as well. And that's one of the things that I like about the digital economy that we in. Like you got your tiers of the things that you could provide to people to meet them where they at. You know what I mean? Like you said, you got the $16 subscription coming out. Like I ain't gonna hurt y'all. You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all. Y'all sign up for Planet Fitness and don't never walk in that joint. You know what I mean? Like that, you know what I mean? But it ain't gonna kill you. But again, like you said, those 6Ks and 10Ks might be people that's like, yo, I need you at this level though, because I need more handheld. I need, you know what I mean? I'm not at the level where I could get the content dripped on me for $16 a month. Like I need in person. I need you here. Yeah. So I think that's what I love about the digital aspect is you can actually curate something that meets people at each level that they at, whether they're at the low, medium, or high. And you know what I mean? You can I'm gonna just respectfully say this, get all the money. You know what I mean? You don't gotta be limited. So now you're in a spot where you can say, okay, cool, you know what? I feel a little uneasy about this high ticket stuff because people, let me go recraft this and make sure I got the right people rolling in. But then now your medium and your low stuff is not compromised by it. You actually still got 2 legs on your table instead of, you know what I'm saying, instead of just one, because one too close to none. That's what I had to learn early. I had to learn, just one thing rolling, just one product, one service. You can make a lot of money, but you're going to need them other things.
Nah, facts. They always said when you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that's how you get your leg cut off.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And so now when you have this online space, like your brand is huge. Yes. Your name is huge. First, how did you create Runway Billionaire? What is that about?
Man, I used to do music back in the day.
Okay.
And
like rap?
Yeah. I used to.
You got some bars?
Yeah, I do actually. You know what I'm saying?
What's up? Go ahead.
I don't think they ready for that.
We ready. Everybody that say that, come on here. They drop the bars, man.
Maybe we can drop it at the end. I don't think they ready. I don't think they ready for that right now. But yeah, bro. We was doing a song and they was just like Runway. And I was like, yeah. And it used to be Runway Millionaire because I'm just big on manifestation. You know what I mean? I'm big on speaking things into existence. Like I'm very, very intentional about the things that I speak out of my mouth and what I speak into my life. So, that's the Runway came from just being fly. And then it was millionaire, you know what I mean? Like who the hell don't want to be a millionaire, right? And then I acquired $1 million, and I was like, yeah, I need new goals, so we gotta up it. So that's how I got billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now with you creating a brand like this, like how do you have your structure set up to A, run with you, and A, run without, and B, run without you?
That's a good question. So in the 80s, the owner of Chick-fil-A, he invested some millions into training and his customer service. And he was his exact words, you know, quote unquote, don't he said, the investment that I'm gonna make today, I'm not even gonna be around. I'm not gonna even be living to see the outcome. But we gonna have the best customer service in the fast food industry. And it's gonna be so good that it's gonna outdo some of the 5-star restaurants.
Wow.
And that's why you got Chick-fil-A that got better service than some of the restaurants that you go into. But he invested that money into training, and he knew that the money that he was investing, he was not going to see an immediate ROI on that. But he knew, like, yo, I ain't even going to be around. I ain't going to be around to see this manifest and materialize into what I know is going to be. So for me, I invest heavily into training in my team. Like, we make sure that we do a training every week with my team. Also, meetings is very important. Just like, I feel like the best things that I did every Monday, staying on a meeting. I haven't missed a meeting in 3 years, probably like 3 of them, but like it was due to, you know, I'm flying or, you know what I mean, some stuff that's out of my control. And even if I'm on a plane, if I got Wi-Fi, I'm still on there. I just, you know, I can't talk.
Yeah.
Right. But those meetings are super important because it gives us a outline of what the week's vision is. And if I'm the visionary and don't nobody know what the vision is, then, you know what I mean, we all over the place for the week. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing that's important. Also, a training every single week, just like, yo, look, what do we need to brush up on? What do we need to do? What do I need to make happen? Do I need to bring in some resources, tools? What do I need to add to our team to make sure that we all the way locked in? So that was another thing, bro. Like those two things, like a weekly meeting and weekly training. Yeah,
that's powerful.
Yeah, because they buy into the vision and they understand. Like if I'm showing up to the meeting, I'm the CEO. Now you gotta show up to the meeting too. If I'm showing up and I'm not slacking and I'm on top of this, then guess what? And I'm writing a paycheck, you gotta be there too. You know what I'm saying? Also, it make them feel involved in the vision. You know what I mean? Like, how can I say like, yeah, I want to make $1 million and then like I'm lazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things. Like I got a rule. Like yo, we all grinding. We all grinding. Ain't nothing above or below me. Like what we need to get done. And that's just the way we just operate, you know what I mean, as a team.
And so how do you see your time spent the most right now? Like what's a typical day for you in general? And then what's like a typical week for you in general?
Typical day for me is probably like one or two meeting with clients. You know, all of my clients, we use Slack for all our communication.
Like a coaching client, or
it really just depends on where they at. I don't really do any coaching as of right now, as far as like, you know what I mean, in like a group setting. I break those out like quarterly, depending on like what I got going on. But mostly we dealing with clients because we have a service-based marketing. The way our marketing offers is set up now, it's all service-based. So pretty much I hop on, I do something called a client tracking meeting with the team. This is like where's everybody at? What's the goal? What's the agenda? What's the due dates? Here go my vision. And I don't meet with, you know what I mean, with the clients, because those meetings, I mean, when you meeting with me, you know what I'm saying, it's a mastermind. It's just not a meeting. Facts. You know what I mean? And people tend to have all these great ideas, and I'm like, no, we gotta focus. So to make sure that my clients get the best value, I stay off of those meetings because I like to talk, you know what I mean? And I like to give out, and I'm a big thinker, but my clients, all of them are not there yet. They not ready for it, you know what I'm saying? My thoughts or the level of execution. So I say, look, I did a client meeting based on Runway's word. This was my advice that I gave to them that they could deliver right to the clients. So that way we can move effective. Because not everything need to be a meeting. That was one of the things that I had to learn as well. Not everything needs to be a meeting. So one of the things that we do when a client wants a meeting, we ask them, okay, what is the agenda for the meeting? No agenda, no attend. So if they don't got an agenda for the meeting, then I'm not attending no meeting. But also if they do have an agenda for the meeting, my team has to know, is this something that could be answered inside of a Loom video, a Slack message, or an email? Because everything don't require a meeting all the time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that's how we operate. I mean, you know, I like to focus on the visionary stuff, like making the connections, making the relationships, doing the acquisition to, you know, find more clients and building relationships. So a lot of my time is spent, you know what I mean, doing that and marketing. You know what I mean? Making sure that I'm marketing the brand, bringing us new deals and new opportunities. And then also having a mental bandwidth to be able to have the clarity to be able to tell my clients what to do and be able to, I see something on Instagram, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? Tell them to change this. So yeah, bro, that's mostly what it's spent on, but heavily involved like on the team, making sure that they execute on, you know what I mean, on the things that need to be executed in a timely fashion.
Okay. And so because marketing is such a loaded category,
Yep.
when you say you focus on the marketing, like what exactly are some gems that are you doing to scale your business? Like what do you even look at when it comes to scaling? Like if you already have this threshold of $1 million business, like how are you working towards getting to that billion?
So for me, bro, it's like what I look at is I coach a lot of people, like directly and indirectly. But a lot of our clients that we take on, we do a survey of like, and I ask the team, like, why do they come to us? What type of staff do they have, if any? It's a lot of people who come to us to do a service for them and they don't even have an assistant. So I look at the dynamic and I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? You know what? Like, looking at all of this, where does it put us at and what is our opportunities? So with a lot of businesses that's coming to us, we look at how do we vertically integrate. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool, we offer this service now. What's another service that we can offer our clients? And if that's not nothing that we provide, okay, before we go outsource it, can we buy it? Can we just go buy, like, can I go buy a company that like that already offer it? I could just acquire it. All right, I go spend $100,000 if that company is already making $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because I know I could put an infrastructure over there. We got 60 or 50% of the clients that need this service anyway. Boom, throw it over here. And now we making more money. So that's how that's my goal to really work up to the $1 billion mark, is acquisition, the mergers, and then sell. Because once I acquire a company that's already doing a certain amount of revenue, my company is doing a certain amount of revenue, I can tie these things together. And then now the valuation of the company is more now because I'm taking the two incomes, I'm combining together. And if I want to franchise or I want to exit, then I'll be able to exit for some double digit millions. Do that a couple of times and we had to be super fast. You know what I mean? Especially with tech. You get what I'm saying? A tech company, man, I come in there, I'll turn the marketing up. We be at $1 million a month, you know what I mean? And then we could go ahead and make an exit, push it up to like 50 million. And yeah, give me my B.
Okay.
Give me my B.
Smooth.
Yeah,
so,
give me my B. I'm going to get it too.
So what's like an exit strategy for you? How long are you giving yourself to do this?
Bro, AI is moving fast. Like AI is moving so fast. And I feel like in the next 18 months, we are going to see more companies that are valued at $1 billion or more just because of AI. Like AI is making, you know, these apps and all of these things, bro. It's just like people are just throwing money at this thing right now. It's like, to be honest, it's more valuable than Bitcoin. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, yeah. So like, I say that to say like, my plan is to go make sure that I'm just ahead of the curve, you know, doing my due diligence, making sure that I'm studying, making sure that I'm looking at trends, and really just 5 years, bro. In the next 5 years, like you know what I mean, we gonna do some great things. I feel like the AI be advanced. I feel like it's enough time for me to catch on the wave and, you know what I mean, catch the right business and, you know, really run it up and, you know, essentially make a nice exit. And if I don't do it in 5, you know, I'm gonna get there, but one exit coming in 5 years for some double digit millions, 50 million or more, it's coming. You know what I mean? And you know, once you got 50 million, you know, once you make that type of exit, it's just like now you're not operating in that company no more, but you got this capital, you liquid now.
Yeah.
So now, all right, let me go buy something for 10 and make it 100 mil. You get what I'm saying? Like now I can invest, you know what I mean, in a startup. So, oh, what you got going on? Oh, I already know what that's looking like. Ooh, okay, cool. I'm gonna park 10 million over there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see the
Yeah.
brainwaves going, and that's critical, you know. And it's always interesting to see top level thinkers when they come on this type of podcast, because again, my background is psychology, and so I'm thinking about things a little different because I read different things. And so, like, you know, and this is why P was like, yo, you got to get out there because you're saying shit I ain't never heard. And so I'm bringing up the Daniel Simons, Christopher Chambers, you know, Carl Jung, Elizabeth Loftus, you know, Dr. Hawkins, Power versus Force, like, you know what I'm saying? But all of these are like organizational psychology type stuff. But I'm relating it to not only business, but how it affects our community and how it affects everybody around us. And so hearing you say things like that, like I'm visually seeing the structure pieced together and the system pieced together.
Bro. Yeah, and also for me, like I got a mentor who already hit a B. So for me, it's like I saw it already, bro. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
So I done already saw it. I'm like, dang, bro, how much do it cost for you to show me this? Like, what do it cost? Like 50, 100? Like what it costs?
Yeah.
Because I know that's on the other side. I just don't have that information, and that's the most expensive things that we pay. You know what I mean? Like the most expensive thing is the thing we do not know. Yeah. We pay ignorance tax every day for not knowing these things. So we want to get to the next level, bro. We paying for it because we ignorant. We don't know how to do it. So it's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes YouTube ain't gonna have it all, or one video ain't gonna have, like, you gotta lock in with a person that done what you done, or like nobody in my family could tell me how to become a millionaire. My mom, my dad, my grandma, that's over 100 years of experience, bro. Ain't nobody can tell me. I had to figure it out. I had to pay the cost too. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? But again, you know, being, you know, just networking and just being a person of value, I get to brush shoulders and I get to have relationships and talk to people like, yeah, you know, I sold a couple companies. It was nice. You know what I'm saying? Sold a couple companies. Okay. All right. So like, you know, that's like, I never go do something and just try to figure it out. Like it's a quote that say, you know, I got it out the mud so my kids wouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? My kids definitely should have some type of acumen where they learn how to work for the things. They gotta earn. You know what I mean? They also have to learn so they can earn, but they can't nothing just be earned, like just given to them. So I say that to say, like, if my kids don't get it out the mud and I get to a certain level where I'm an adult and I'm fully competent, I can overstand, I understand, I should know that I should not be trying things myself.
Facts.
I should not. It's too much information. It's somebody that already figured it out. So all I do is like, yo, let me find a person that figured out what it is that I want to do. And I know I could pay them. And I know that shit is going to be cheaper than college.
Facts.
Because by the time I go to college for 4 years, this person could have told me in 4 hours. You feel me? Could have literally turned a decade to days. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I just want to find like my biggest thing, bro, that I attempt to do every day is, especially when I want to do something, find a person who done it already. Like I want it fast, bro. Because if I could have figured everything out that I figured out, if I could have figured it out faster, bro, like I feel like I'm living in my dream life right now. Yeah. Ain't nothing, like you said, like I'm doing everything on my own time. Ain't nothing that I can't do.
Yeah.
Bro, if I could have figured that shit out in my 20s, like I could have enjoyed my kids more, my wife more, everything in life. That I just would have had more time to enjoy that. And I feel like we all deserve that as people. We wait too late to figure it out.
No,
that's my only regret is I ain't figure it out sooner. I ain't figure out financial literacy. I ain't figure out how to get rich sooner. That's my only regret, bro. I didn't figure out these things sooner. That's the only regret that I got in life, bro, is I did not figure it out sooner.
So now on like a last question, I told you I was going to circle back to it. So now with your kids, you know, again, we meet this kind of frame of mind development thing where you dealt with the situations you dealt with and that helped mold you and shape you. How do you implement those same kind of situations, even though it's not realistic, but for your kids so that they can also grow within the same kind of boundaries? Because if you give them too much, they're just not gonna do it.
Yeah. I think, man, like from it's again, it's different because they all got different personalities, and I think that like in the world you have to allow people to be people. You know what I mean? So it's like I just felt like I always was gonna be like how I am. This is just my personality. I just feel like it was destined, you know what I mean, for me to be this way, and I just follow my calling. I was stubborn enough, or whatever you want to call it, to not really listen, you know what I'm saying, to nobody else but my own thoughts and the energy of me getting these divine downloads. But I feel like, you know, because I know what I went through. I had to go through my season of discovery, and I just found out who I was earlier than what I feel like most people do. Like a few of my kids, I feel like they already sure. They already know they're going to be a business owner. They already know, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and for the other ones, I just think, bro, it's something that I'm still learning. So I can't speak like I got it all figured out. You get what I'm saying? But one of the things that, you know, that I think really, really helps is they get to live it every day, and I communicate. So if something is going on, I'm like, this is why. This is why. This is why. And the reason why I say that is because I know they might not follow my words and everything that I say, but they'll follow my example. Like, actions speak louder than words. So all of the examples that I'm setting right now, I can only hope that I'm doing enough to make sure that they see everything that they dad did. They might not remember everything that I said, but the example that I'm setting, everything that my dad did, that was integrity. That was this, that, and the third. And whenever I'm feeling like something is not aligned, I communicate with them. Yo, here's why I didn't do this. Here's why I didn't do this. And, you know, kids gonna be kids. So they get in trouble. I'm like, look, what do you think that you should have did? And I hear them respond, and I let them have their own thoughts and their own emotions. And I was like, look, here's how I would have did that. So again, like, you know, just really just anchoring down on being an action person, bro. Like, letting them see me in action. Let them see me loving them. Let me see them spending time with them. Cause kids, bro, they spell love Time. Yeah. That's how they spell it, time. They don't be wanting nothing but my time. You know what I mean? Yeah, they want money, of course. You know what I mean? But ultimately what they want is they want the time. So I just attempt to have the best example that I could be, bro. Like, the best example. So I just feel like if I be that, then, you know what I mean? You know, everything else will really fall in place.
Listen, it's nothing more attractive to a mindset than actually being educated, understanding how to grow financially, and being able to execute on it with the proper tools, information, resources, and systems. I want to give you guys a free training on credit to cash. Listen, go to credittocashlive.com, credittocashlive.com. I'm going to give you a training on how to clean your credit, how to repair your credit, how to build your credit, how to fund your credit, and actually generate cash flow from having good credit. It's not just about having a good credit score. It's about actually learning how to monetize it, make money from it, and walk away from your 9-to-5 and create financial freedom. Listen, Credit to Cash Live. I'm giving it to you guys free right here on the Attractive Mindset Podcast. Let's go.
Powerful, man. This was really I didn't expect this kind of conversation. I didn't expect, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I didn't expect this kind of personality from you. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you probably don't even know it. We haven't met, but we done seen each other, like, standing right next to each other about 5 times. Damn. 5 times.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And you didn't say nothing, I didn't say nothing. You know, it's just, it wasn't like, oh, we had issues with each other. No, it's just cool. You know, you there, I'm here. Yeah, that's it.
But we right here now.
But now we right here. And it's these kind of conversations that happen at these times in our life. Yep. When transitions and changes are being made and about to happen, because I believe everything happens for a reason.
1000%.
And I don't meet people until, and I say the same thing for me. People don't meet me until they're ready to. Yep. And it's vice versa. You don't meet people till you're ready to. And so it took this frame of mind, the shit that I've been dealing with, going through whatever, to say, okay, me and Runway ready to have a convo. Yeah, we ready to sit down and chop it up and do all of that. And it was the same for Neo. It was the same for Marcus. It was the same for all of that. It's just timing, and that's what makes having a podcast. If you don't have a podcast, is what makes one possible, because you get to understand more in organic conversation, because I don't have questions written out. Like we just talking, we chopping it up.
Yep.
And you get to understand the person across from you, instead of just looking at like, oh, this is his car. This is what he got going on. This is his crib. Yeah. This is how much he making. This is because people get too attached to those numbers and not the individual.
Yeah, 100%.
And so on a leaving note, what would you tell the people about online marketing that they need to understand that often gets misconstrued, and what they need to prep for going into 2026?
Man, I think that, again, right now, AI is super powerful. That's why I show people how to create digital products using AI, and AI do 90% of the work. So we are in a time right now where you ain't even got to work as hard for the money that you make, right? So I would tell everybody, like, organic content is coming back, and it's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger than ever. But we cannot excuse paid advertisement. So even if you're spending $5, $10 a day, you're acquiring customers that Facebook already have. They already got the data. Like, don't be so conformed with like, oh, I'm gonna post organic content. That's working for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and whatever other platform. Hire them. Hire the people. Like, when it comes to content and making money off content, it's not a question of or, it's and. It needs to be organic, and it needs to be paid traffic. Like, if people find you, they can fund you. You do not know who is out there looking for your solution that is going to resonate with you, your story, your product, your offer, your service, all of those things. Like, guys, like, it's a whole world out there. We could all had the same thing and make $1 million.
Facts.
You know what I mean? The only difference is who really, you know what I mean, pushing. And I would just tell people like, yo, promote your product every day. The only business that take a day off is Chick-fil-A. Promote your product every single day. Don't nobody care what your hair look like. Don't nobody care what your voice sound like. Show up as you. Be authentic. That's what people fall in love. People be looking at me like I'm an alien when I'm out in the streets. They see this guy with the facial tattoos. They be like, dang. You know what I mean? But it draws people to me. It makes them want to add conversation. Then when they talk to me, they like, oh, he actually a cool dude. I actually like this dude. Yeah. Or they be so interested, they just watch because they just shock value. They like, I got to figure out where he get this mindset. Because I swear he was going to be like, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So I would just tell everybody, just show up authentically. Show up authentically and show up consistently.
Message. Literally message. And so, man, this was another great episode.
Appreciate it.
People wanted to learn more about you, how to work with you, how to understand if you got any events going on. I know you got one coming up on Saturday. Like, I mean, it's not going to be out by then, but.
Yeah. So, I would just tell people, man, just tap into my YouTube channel. We talk about money, marketing, and mindset on my YouTube channel. We do free live classes every single month, free. Okay, like no fluff. I really give value. I really empower and educate the people. So y'all can come to the free training link, or it's always in my bio, or I always got a piece of content coming near you that's telling you to comment the word. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all can follow me, Runway_Billionaire, Runway Billionaire on YouTube.
There y'all have it, man. It's another episode of Attractive Mindset. I'm your host, Moneybag Rich. And at the end of the day, we always say we look good, we live good, life is good. Talk to us, we talk back, and we out.